Hi, my name is Malik. My topic today is which is the better smartphone system, iPhone's iOS or Android? My main claim is iPhone's iOS is a better smartphone system than Android. Before I go into the claim, I'd like to define some key terms. Android is the first term is Android, one of the leading cellular operating systems that was developed by Google and is used in multiple phones such as Nexus, LG, HTC, and Samsung. The second term is iOS. It's one of the leading cellular operating systems that was developed by Apple and is exclusively used for the iPhone. iPhone and iOS are commonly used interchangeably. Now to go into my claim. iOS and Androids are the leading operating systems in the iPhone industry. Many like to argue that which system is better, but overall, iOS triumphs over Android. The points I will be going over is iPhones are better quality than Androids, and my second point is that iPhones have better security. First point, iPhones have better apps than Androids. Apps are one of the most commonly used features and key features that makes a smartphone appealing. Matt Hartley, an IT technician, wrote an article comparing the two, saying another area where the iPhone does well is apps availability. Expanding on that, iPhone apps almost always have a cleaner look to them. To add on to that, Zach Epstein, an executive editor of BGR, a well-recognized online news and review site, he says, yes, of course there are still plenty of Android features that are nowhere to be found on Apple's smartphone lineup, but where key features are concerned, features that are truly unique and useful to mass market smartphone owners, there isn't much on Google's mobile platform that's missing from Apple's iPhones. So not only does Apple have apps very similar to Android, their apps are more appealing and cleaner and easier to use. Epstein continues to say, even the same apps available on both platforms offer better user experiences on iOS. Many developers still target Apple devices before Android. And we're not just talking about small indie developers here. Time after time, I'm given products to review by big brands that only plan to offer iOS compatibility at launch. So not only will you get the same apps as Android, the apps that you get are easier to use and are coming from a better quality source. iPhones do falter in the aspects of customizability offered by Android, but overall surpasses Android in user friendliness. A lot of times with technology, we have a struggle with using it, and so Apple's trying to make it as easy and as simple for us as consumers to use it. Compared to Android, they do have all these customizable features, but it can make it difficult to interact with. Apple Pay, for example. Business Insider writes an article, Apple Pay is still in its early stages, but as so far, Apple is the only company that has created an easy-to-use mobile payments platform that is accepted at a lot of major retailers. Plus, Apple has support for most major credit card companies and banks. So Apple is expanding its resources to connect to the consumers, which Android has lacked, and therefore Apple surpasses them in that. To go on to my second point, iPhone has better security than Androids do. We all know that iPhones now have these new fingerprint sensors where you can unlock and lock your phone just using your thumb or whatever fingerprint ID. All right, raise of hands. I'm not judging. How many times has somebody go to log into their phone or do the little swipey thing just out of human nature curiosity, kind of peeked over to see what their code, not to break into it, but curious what it was? I have. It's just human nature. Well, with this feature, no one can peek over it and see your code. You just put your thumb on it. It's very unique and it's very secure. Whereas Android does not have that feature. You have to put in a code or put in a swipe, which can be easily seen by somebody and puts you in jeopardy. David Price that shows how iPhone protects you from external sources. Now, internal sources such as malware, which is software intended to damage, in this context, a mobile device, or to take partial control over its operations, is a threat to any software. David Price from Macworld Company says, iOS is a more secure platform than Android. iOS is impregnable and it's very dangerous for iPhone users to assume that it is, but far more malware is written for Android. Pulse Secure's 2015 mobile threat report put the figure at 97% of all mobile malware, while the US Department of Homeland Security estimated in 2013 that just 0.7% of malware threats were just aimed at iOS. And while this is partly because Android has more users, it's mainly because it's simply an easier target. So going with the iPhone, not only are you more secure externally, they also protect you from your personal information that is commonly stored on. To conclude, the iPhone has overall better quality system and security than Android. Therefore, iPhone is the best smartphone system.
All right, well, you used the question at the beginning as kind of an attention device, which is if you're going to use a question, that's the way to do it. And then you did get to your propositional statement, so good on you for that. Yeah, that kind of gets around the problem that we had on the earlier speech. The bad part is that your propositional claim is a claim of value rather than a claim of fact. Arguing that one is better than the other makes a judgment about its relative quality or merit. So I think you've got a little bit of a problem there, especially when the first point that you have labeled on your support is the very argument about quality. So you're a little bit outside of the zone that we're looking for the assignment, and that's a problem. The second point, though, however, clearly fits within the issue of fact. That's a claim of fact on that second point on security, that it has superior security to the Android. That I think goes without saying. That's a claim of fact. So if you were just doing that one, you'd have been perfectly fine. Because you've included the other one there, I think you are a little outside of what the assignment is. But you did a good job identifying those points in the preview, signposting them in the body of the speech, explaining most of the ideas as you got to each of those points. I also like the evidence that you used. Even on the value points, I thought you found good information to support it. There are some criteria that need to be developed. We haven't talked about value arguments yet. We're going to do that when we get ready to do the debates that I think are left out of the equation here. But the information that you use is appropriate information for the kind of value argument that you're making there. Like I said, I thought the second argument about security was the one that was perhaps a little bit stronger and more clearly in the range of what a claim of fact would be dealing with. I thought it was relatively well presented, and I thought you had an excellent summary at the end of the speech. All right, thank you.